I would like to welcome on one side Hugo Ferreira, that he is the head of business development at Nucoro, and on the other side, Salvador Vidal, head of client experience and projects from Edmond de Rothschild, that will share with us a real case study, a real experience about the topic we are talking today. Thank you, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Sylvia. So yes, for those of who doesn't know about Nucoro, in a nutshell, we are a fintech company providing a technology platform to banks, asset managers, or retail banks to help them to launch the kinds of proposition we've been discussing for an hour. The goal of this presentation is to explain how we have partnered with Edmond de Rothschild in order to launch a hybrid advisory proposition. So maybe Salvador, I will let you quickly introduce the bank.
Sure. Hello, everyone. Very happy to be here. Yeah, no, Edmond de Rothschild is what we call ourselves a conviction-driven investment firm. So we do private banking, asset management. We invest in private equity, real estate, corporate finance, well, other traditional banking areas that you can imagine. What makes us a bit original is that we're family-owned. Well, the name itself says it, and that makes us quite independent. So when I said that we're conviction-driven, it means that we're very well aligned on making sure that whatever we do and whatever we do with our clients, we tend to have a really long-term focus on investing. One thing that keeps us being a bit original is that we're not only a bank or we're not only a financial institution. We're nested in a group that has lifestyle activities like wineries or hospitality facilities around the world. We own a competitive sailing team that's starting a very important race next week. And we have a very important activity in foundations. We own hospitals and stuff like that. So that's in a nutshell who Edmond de Rothschild as a group is.
Thank you, Salvador. So I think over the past few years, we've seen a lot of acceleration in the digital investing space. We've been discussing about that a lot, but we've seen challengers emerging with robo advisory. We've seen stock trading application, cryptos growing a lot very, very recently, and an acceleration also with the pandemic and the fact that people had more savings and more time to start investing on their side. And therefore, some banks also accelerating their digital transformation and launching those kind of digital proposition by their own. And we've seen example of UBS launching successfully a hybrid approach that raised a bit more than 3 billion Swiss francs in 12 months. We've seen also acquisition from big US players such as JP Morgan, JP Morgan acquiring Nutmeg, and on our side, on Nucoro, while we have sold recently our B2C arm, Exo Investing, to Aberdeen. So we see a lot of acceleration on the established incumbents to accelerate the digital transformation. And Salvador, could you describe the type of hybrid project that you are currently implementing, and what are the key motivation for you to follow that route and to accelerate at the moment that digital transformation and empowering more your relationship managers?
Sure, absolutely. Well, it's basically what you see there in the slide, which we have an external drive to our clients and what our clients want, and then an internal drive, which is where we're driving our business and we're trying to be more efficient and actually allocate resources where we think that we can provide a higher value to our clients. You can see in the slide that they're both at the same level. And honestly, I couldn't say which one is more important, which is the internal part or the external part. And honestly, I think at this point we don't really care, because both of them are very well aligned and go to the same direction. So it's a good thing for when you have the wishes of the clients and the internal or businesses drivers that are very well aligned, which is the case now. On the client needs, what you have is a long time trend, and we can talk about long time trend in digital already. That's how mature our industry is becoming in that field, I think. Which is really trying to cope with changes in behaviors from our clients, changes in expectations of what kind of interactions they want to have with the bankers, and in the end, the transformation of the experience they're having when they're banking with us. Of course, the COVID situation has accelerated everything. So it has really provided us, but I think it's the whole industry with opportunities to actually do more than what we wanted to do or what we expected to do. I think that we have realized, and when I say we, it's probably more on management levels of companies, that actually we can go on further on digitalizing services, even high value services, much more than what we were anticipating before. So COVID has really acted as an accelerator. I don't think there are few positive sides of the situation we've been living for 2 years, but at least this is a small one, a small positive one. Now, on the internal side, we also are driven, of course, as every company in our businesses all together, we're driven by trying to be as efficient as we can. Even though we've been working on digitalizing services, the full end-to-end part that actually makes sure that the client is self-directed, can do everything by itself, is not something that we have, especially not in the private banking part, and especially not for maybe segments that are higher than the segments we're talking about today. So all the high net worth client, you still have human in the equation. And every time you have a human in the equation, it could be a good thing. And we've had examples in the discussions before of a good thing. The work of the advisor is important. That's a good thing. But you also have human interactions in back offices, middle offices, and those things we can try to actually smoothen them up with introduction of digital and trying to be more effective. That gives us also more resources to actually, as I said, put those resources back where they belong, where they bring more value to the client. So every franc or euro or dollar that we can win in operation and efficiency in a back office, middle office, or whatever, we can invest it in services that bring a better value for the client. So basically, those are the at the same time the challenges and also the drivers that are pushing us nowadays toward some other kind of solution, and our collaboration that we've been having with Nucoro.
Okay, thanks, Salvador. So to give a bit of context about also and to talk concretely about the hybrid proposition that we are building together, I think it's important for the audience to know about that also. But we are really talking about something completely integrated with your core banking systems, and that will allow advisors to create portfolios for their clients on a tablet, on a mobile. And that will automate most of the middle back office tasks which are related to trading, reconciliation, reporting, in order for your relationship managers to be spending more time on client servicing, onboarding clients, serving them whenever this is necessary, but trying to automate as much as possible the administrative tasks. And that's maybe something that will come back to the subject that we were discussing previously between high tech and high touch. Our vision at Nucoro is that there is no good answer to this, but it needs to come from the customer. It's what the client wants, and the clients need to be able to access this in the different manner. And therefore, what we are trying to do at Nucoro is really to allow banks to create different kind of user experience for different type of client segments, and therefore allowing clients to interact either with an advisor or in a self-service manner on a common core that Nucoro is providing. And what you need to see on that slide is okay, you have the Nucoro platform in red that is connected to the core banking systems and the existing systems of the bank. In the case of EDR, we are also connecting the platform to pension providers as the hybrid product that we are building is related to pension funds. But the platform has the capability to be integrated with other third-party systems. And if you want to be able to build an advisor portal as Thierry was describing before, that would integrate a lot of third-party components, you need to have a system that is API driven and that allows you to connect to third-party systems. And that can be open banking, that can be digital KYC and AML checks, that can be messaging tools. And that's what we are allowing with our platform EDR to create. Of course, that's a journey, and that this is a project that will take all in all 6 months to deliver with EDR. And Salvador, so could you explain a bit the type of on your side, on the delivery of such a platform, how you have organized yourself in order to work with our team also to achieve such an implementation?
Sure. Well, the first thing I would like to do before that is just a bit of a disclaimer. We are a very old company that is very focused on innovation, but that means also that the way we're driving projects traditionally is very, let's say, banking based. It's like historical banking based. We love waterfall. Our IT systems are robust. The teams working on projects are very experienced in those techniques. Now, when we work with a company like yours, Hugo, with Nucoro, which is a fast developing and very agile moving fintech, it means that we need to adapt. And the adaptation goes both sides. But basically, on our side, we need to adapt. We need to learn to work differently. So the first thing that we needed to actually acknowledge is the fact that, okay, collaborating together will bring value to our clients. That's a good thing. Now, once we say that, now we need to change. And it means that every instance inside the bank that was collaborating with Nucoro had to learn actually how to collaborate efficiency. So it's not a learning, you don't start from zero. You have experts in the IT side, in the risk and security side, the product side, in the management side, the RMs, etc. You have all those people who know their job. They're very good at it. Now they need a bit of adaptation in order to be able to have some, more agile way of dealing projects. And I'm talking agile in the first sense of it, and also in the methodology of it. And this is what we implemented with Nucoro, which was actually making sure that our organization was adapting themselves, making sure that we participated to sprints, making sure that we understood the philosophy. And one good thing happened also is that you're asking an effort from the colleagues that are working on it, because you're asking them to change a bit, to adapt a bit. But what's fantastic in working in our case with Nucoro is that it goes so fast that actually the adaptation effort that you're doing pays off right away. So you got something very quickly. You got a payoff of the effort you've been doing. You see something coming right away. You see that the prototype getting built quickly. You see the prototype transform into something more robust. You see the connections to our system building, etc., etc., etc. So basically, this is the way that we took, which asked from us some effort, and it's important that we understand it. I mean, big corporations or corporations that haven't been used, that are not used yet in using or participating, working with fintechs, need to adapt a bit. But the key thing is that once you align on the value that you're bringing, once you have the right people with the right skills, professional skills, then the effort that you can ask for them is a good effort because it pays off right away.
Thank you, guys. It's really, you make my job easy because you're asking the questions one to the other. So that's why probably there are no questions in the chat. Thank you so much. Very interesting, and the coordination. We see that you have been working for long and also very closed and with successful results. So thank you very much.